Hello and welcome to today's episode of Lead Your Life. And today I'll be talking about 7 crazy mistakes we make in pursuit of happiness. It is Albert Camus who said, "You will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of. You will never live if you are looking for the meaning of life, especially if you're looking in the wrong places." Let's face it, every time you turn around and you find new advice on being happy, books on promising to reveal the true secret of happiness, blog posts telling you write down 3 things that make you happy today, friends saying move on and cheer up after you've had a bad day. And maybe you're wondering, what's wrong with that? Happiness is a good thing, right? Well, yes, of course it is. But we are being taught that our lives should be a straight and narrow path toward happiness. We are taught that we should strive for happiness and happiness alone in everything we do. And that if we are not always feeling happy, then something is terribly wrong. The truth is, happiness should not be our only focus, and continuously striving for it to the detriment of everything else can actually cause us to make lots of mistakes. Here are 7 of such mistakes and how to fix them. Number 1, we view setbacks and growing pains as failures. When we actively pursue happiness, anything that makes us feel unhappy can be seen like a failure, such as a simple setback or challenging moment, when in reality these things are unavoidable, normal parts of personal growth. Sometimes it's just easier to feel depressed and trapped by these experiences and let them get the best of us. Think about a time in your life when you were faced with a challenge. Maybe you lost your job, were betrayed by a friend, or got rejected by a loved one. How do you respond to this? Did you feel like a victim, or did you embrace it as an opportunity to grow as a person and learn something valuable? If you're like most people, including myself, you probably struggled to have a positive attitude at the time, and the situation was probably incredibly hard to deal with. And the truth is, challenges are never easy. However, setbacks and challenging moments in life are also opportunities in disguise for something bigger and better. If we can learn to appreciate and embrace them equally to the moments that make us feel happy, we can actually see the light in our darkest moments and push through these difficult times that make us feel the most of every opportunity to heal and to grow. Number 2, we get addicted to short-term quick fixes of pleasure. In our impatience to find happiness, we often seek pleasure and instead, because it's easier to achieve in the short term, this can cause us to rely on pleasurable experiences in an unhealthy way. For example, we might actually find ourselves feeling anxious if we don't have anything to look forward to, such as an exciting vacation in the near future. But relying on pleasurable experiences as a means of happiness will only leave us always wanting more, much like a drug that we've become addicted to or Netflix, because pleasure in a short-lived times makes for deep fulfillment. The pleasure-centered person, too soon bored with each succeeding level of fun, constantly cries for more and more, so that the next pleasure has to be bigger, better, more exciting, with a bigger high. Long-lasting happiness is not found in quick doses of pleasure, but rather through meaningful experiences over time, such as nurturing a passion, overcoming hardship, learning a new life skill, and making differences by enriching the lives of others. Number 3, we neglect the amazing people around us. Deliberately striving for happiness can also lead us to be self-centered. Things like saying, I want happiness and I want it now, instead of achieving happiness over time through meaningful experiences and service to a greater cause. In this case, where we focus is on just today's dose of happiness, we become more of a taker rather than being a giver. We focus all of our attention on ourselves, me, so that our immediate desires are more easily met. The truth is, making a difference by giving to others is actually one of the greatest ways that we can find happiness. There is no exercise better for the heart than reaching down and lifting people up. It gives us a greater sense of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment, and often makes us feel much more content with our lives and who we are as individuals. If you want happiness, the Chinese proverb says, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a month, get married. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. But if you want happiness for a lifetime, help others. So says the Chinese proverb. Number 4, we let our expectations sap the joy of our genuine experiences. Think about the time when you were looking forward to something. Maybe it was as simple as a nice walk on the beach with your partner, or perhaps a vacation you had been planning. When the time finally came, did you find yourself getting completely lost in the experience and having a great time? Or were you were you scattered brain with expectations of how to experience was supposed to be, and then thought subconsciously feeling somewhat disappointed? Too often we become so determined to feel happy in a certain way that we end up focusing much on whether an experience is meeting our expectations. But studies show that people who do certain activities with a specific set of expectations, or who monitor how much they are enjoying themselves every step of the way, end up actually enjoying themselves less than those who simply let go and focus on immersing themselves in the experience, rather than striving for happiness through the expectation of how things should be. Try to accept whatever experiences come your way. That way, you would be able to appreciate and more easily notice all the positive things around you, as opposed to feeling disappointed when things don't measure up to your fantasies. Number 5, we give up amazing opportunities that require temporary discomfort. Think about a time in your life when you went through a tough but rewarding experience. Perhaps you took on a challenging project. Do you remember feeling a great sense of anxiety, telling you that you would fail, but you didn't? And as a result, not only did you achieve something amazing, you also opened up an array of new opportunities for yourself, became a little bit wiser, and gained greater sense of self-confidence. Well, it just shows us that if we want to discover new and interesting opportunities in life, it's not possible to feel happy every moment along the way. A little discomfort is necessary medicine. As I tend to say, opportunity missed by most people simply because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like hard work. Don't be one of those people. Number 6, we look for happiness in the wrong places. A 24/7 obsession with finding happiness can cause us to focus on the wrong things, because we're often poor judges of what will make us really happy. For example, we might think that buying a new house, being popular, and having a certain amount of money will make us happy, so we strive relentlessly for them. But in reality, when we finally get those things, we feel something is still missing. It's hard, it's old, but I'll be happy when I've got X syndrome, except when I get X. Then we realize everything you expected, it never really is. Does that sound familiar to you? Perhaps it's because we are constantly being sent messages from society and popular media telling us X, Y, Z will make us happy. We hear if it's slim and happy, if your latest technology, you'll be happy, or if you're rich and popular, you'll be happy. And because we're obsessed with finding happiness, we move towards drifting towards all of these things that don't give us happiness. True happiness comes from within yourself, not from something or someone else. Don't make the mistake of waiting for something or someone to come along and make you happy. Number 7, we tie our happiness to a futile idea of perfection. Oftentimes, we strive for happiness. What we're really aiming for is to feel perfect. But perfection is an illusion. We are beautifully imperfect beings, operating in a very imperfect world, And that is just the way it is meant to be. Striving for perfection is a hollow goal, one that can never be achieved. Society shows us doctored images of perfection constantly in marketing and popular media. Do not buy into that illusion. It's so vitally important that you understand that you don't need to look for happiness in all the wrong places, but never confuse that with the crippling behavior of perfectionism. Rather than striving to be perfect, embrace and appreciate all the beautiful natural imperfections of life and use these things to grow stronger, wiser, and become more whole as an individual. The secret to fulfilling life is wholeness, not happiness. Pursuing wholeness comes down to accepting and embracing all of life, all aspects of life, the challenges you face, the pain, the failures, and happiness, as well as realizing that all these things are equally as important for being balanced, fulfilling, and truly happy experience. But they reveal what substance you are made of within you. It's about understanding that life is not just a bowl of cherries, but in order to grow and learn, we rely on the harsh realities of life. In fact, even though it's hard, we need to be grateful for these things. Rather than trying to hide from adversities, we need to embrace them, because we know that they will make us stronger and more passionate, motivated, versatile, confident, resilient, capable, and ultimately more whole as individuals, as well as adding more meaning and deeper fulfillment to our lives. Everyone says that we grow through pain, and as soon as they experience pain, they say, oh, quick, move on, cheer up. Wholeness is what we ought to be striving for, and part of that is sadness, disappointment, frustration, failure, and all these things which make us who we are. How to strive for wholeness? In order to get the most of your pursuit for wholeness, the following are some key things to do in your life. Number one, just embrace rather than avoid life's adversities. Laugh at your mistakes and learn from them. Joke about your troubles and gather strength from them. Have fun in the challenges you face and conquer them. Like the Bible says, in everything, give thanks. Rather than shutting out or suppressing negative emotions, allow yourself to really feel them so that you can deal with them. Take full, unhindered control of your emotions so that your emotions do not control you behind your back. Also, number two, find peace with yourself and your past. Rather than remaining angry, and hurt throughout life, choose to forgive yourself and others and try to actually appreciate the experience for what they have taught you. Number three, proactively identify knowledge gaps in your life experience and take steps to fill them, even if it requires so much stretch through your comfort zone. Shift some of your attention away from what you want and refocus it on what others need. 4, will you choose wholeness over happiness? When you choose to actively seek wholeness, your life will feel much more fulfilling. You will feel more satisfied and happy with your life, because rather than feeling burdened by life's challenges, you will become constant, on a constant journey to growth and discovery. Everything good and bad will move you forward. All things will work together for your good. Instead of feeling like a victim in life, you will be able to appreciate and value everything that comes your way. After all, you are not a victim. You are a strong human being. You have an interesting life, and keep your mind and live accordingly. And while you are out there doing what you do, learn to challenge yourself to choose wholeness every day from today forward. The next time you feel sad or disappointed, don't try to shut it out or distract yourself from it. Instead, accept it as who you are. Be okay with it and allow it to add a new layer of understanding and awareness to your life. Now it's your turn. What else would you add to everything I've listed, in this telecast? What mistakes have you made in the pursuit of happiness? How have you coped? Please leave me a comment and share your thoughts and insights. Remember, your life is your responsibility. Your life is a vehicle that requires that you take the driver's seat. Till I come your way again, this is Benjamin saying, Lead your life, and bye for now. Thank you.